Fans of the love and hip-hop universe think they know why Mendeecees Harris was abruptly fired from the show, but now that the truth is out, it's far worse than anyone could have imagined. Mendeecees is finally speaking his truth, and let's just say that some people don't want this information getting out. For weeks, rumors swirled about production issues, money disputes, or even someone setting him up behind the scenes. But when Mendeecees went live and exposed everything, fans were left speechless. And trust me, this is way bigger than just a reality TV scandal. It's about loyalty, retaliation, and a betrayal so deep that even Yandy Smith wasn't prepared for it. So, what exactly did Mendeecees reveal? And why is the network scrambling to contain the damage? This story is about to take some unexpected turns, and by the end, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew. Mendeecees sat in silence, his face a mix of determination and frustration. The last few weeks had been filled with rumors, whispers, and outright lies, but he knew the truth, and he wasn't about to let anyone rewrite his story. Taking a deep breath, he picked up his phone and went live. The world was about to hear his side, and it was far messier than anyone imagined. As soon as the live video started, fans flooded the comments, demanding answers. They asked what happened, why he was fired, and whether this had anything to do with Yandy. Some speculated that he left love and hip-hop over low ratings, while others believed he was pushed out due to behind-the-scenes contract disputes. For a brief moment, Mendeecees just shook his head and grinned into the camera. He wasn't just going to answer their questions. He was about to drop a bombshell that would send shockwaves through the entire love and hip-hop cast. "I see you've been talking," he began, his voice calm. "I hear all these little stories going around. People saying I walked away, or I got cut because of my contract. But let me tell you what really happened." Fans were stunned. When he finally spoke, it wasn't about contracts or ratings, it was about betrayal. "Someone I trusted sold me out," he revealed. "They wanted me gone because I knew too much." Was he referring to someone from the cast? A producer? Or worse, Yandy? He leaned in closer to the camera. This industry is all about control. And when you don't play by their rules, when you step outside of what they expect, they start looking for ways to cut you off. The tension was sky-high. Fans were holding their breath, waiting for him to continue. But before he could, a verified account belonging to a major industry figure dropped a chilling comment. "Be careful what you say, Mendeecees. You know they're watching." Mendeecees chuckled and shook his head. He knew exactly how deep this went. "They don't want me talking," he said, "but I'm not afraid." At that moment, the atmosphere shifted. This wasn't just about a firing anymore. This was about a cover-up. The more he talked, the more obvious it became that someone had set him up. Then, suddenly, Yandy joined the live stream, and the comments went crazy. "OMG, Yandy's here. Is she going to expose him? What's going on?" Mendeecees saw her name appear and grinned. "Oh, now you want to tune in? Now you want to see what I'm saying?" For a moment, there was silence. Then Yandy requested to join the live stream. Mendeecees hesitated. Letting her on could make things explode even further, but at the same time, he had to hear what she had to say. He accepted the request, and within seconds, Yandy's face appeared on the screen beside his. Her expression was tense, and she spoke in a softer tone than usual. The tension in her voice sent shockwaves through the audience. Fans immediately began speculating. Was she warning him? Was she trying to stop him from saying too much? Or was she involved in whatever had happened? Mendeecees folded his arms and scoffed. "I don't have to be sure. I already know." Yandy shook her head, looking at him. "I know you're mad. I know you feel betrayed." Mendeecees laughed bitterly. "Yeah, your way of handling things behind closed doors. Trusting the people who are supposed to have my back. Guess what? That didn't work out too well for me." Yan's eyes flickered with guilt and frustration, but then she said something that changed everything. "You weren't fired, Ems. You were set up." The comments exploded. "Wait, what? Who set him up? Why is she only saying this now?" Mendeecees leaned forward, his jaw tightening. "Tell me, why?" She hesitated, looking away for a moment. Then she took a deep breath and whispered, "It wasn't me, but I know who it was." His face darkened as he just stared at her, the betrayal in his eyes cutting deep. The audience was on edge, waiting for her next words. But before she could say anything else, the live stream ended. The screen went black. Fans were stunned. Did the platform shut it down? Did Ems end it himself? Was someone trying to silence the truth? One thing was clear, this was only the beginning of something much bigger. And Ems wasn't backing down. His cryptic social media post had already sent shockwaves through the love and hip-hop fandom. Now, everyone was demanding answers. The internet was flooded with theories. Was this about a behind-the-scenes feud? A legal issue catching up with him? But what Ems was about to reveal, no one saw it coming. Meanwhile, Yandy was at home, pacing back and forth. She had tried calling Ems several times, but he wasn't answering. She knew her husband. When he felt backed into a corner, he didn't just sit back and take it. The last thing they needed was more drama. But he was done playing it safe. That night, a surprise Instagram Live notification popped up. Thousands of fans joined instantly, desperate to hear his side of the story. The screen flickered. There he was, sitting in a dimly lit room. His face was tense, his expression unreadable. He had two choices: fight his way out or make a move so unpredictable that no one saw it coming. And Yandy feared he was about to do something reckless. Ems took a deep breath before dropping the bombshell. "They're not firing me for ratings. They're firing me because I'm not bringing drama." He leaned in closer, his voice firm. "Let's set the record straight. They're not going to silence me anymore." The chat exploded. Viewers flooded the comments with question marks, fire emojis, and frantic messages demanding answers. People were losing their minds. Yandy watched from her phone, her stomach twisting. What is he doing? "This is a business," Ems continued, his tone lowering. "And if you don't play the game the way they want you to, they'll throw you out. But I peeped too much, saw things I wasn't supposed to see." The audience was captivated. This wasn't just a reality star venting about being fired. This was something bigger. And it was obvious Ems wasn't afraid to go there. Yandy called him again, panic creeping into her voice. What was he thinking? If he revealed too much, there could be serious repercussions. But Ems had already crossed that line. He was ready to expose it all. "What about what happens behind closed doors?" he asked, his voice steady. "How do they decide who gets to be the villain and who becomes the fan favorite? Y'all really think this is real? You think these fights and scandals just happen? Nah. They plan it all. And when you stop playing along, you get replaced." The live chat was on fire. Comments were flying in so fast that Instagram could barely keep up. Other reality TV stars started joining the stream, dropping shocked emojis, eager to spill even more tea. But before Ems could respond, Yandy's name flashed on a screen. He hesitated. Answering could slow his momentum, but ignoring it could make things worse. He swiped to decline the call. Back home, Yen let out a frustrated sigh. "Mendeecees, what are you doing?" she muttered, grabbing her keys. She had to reach him before things spiraled out of control. Meanwhile, Mona Scott-Young, the mastermind behind love and hip-hop, had already been informed. Her phone was blowing up. Producers, PR teams, and even cast members were all asking the same thing. How do we handle this? Mona didn't panic easily. She'd dealt with major scandals before. But if Ems was about to expose the show's workings, that was dangerous. Not just for him, but for everyone involved. A message popped up on Mendeecees' screen. "You don't want the smoke." He smirked. "Oh, they're scared now. Good. See? They're already trying to shut me up. But I ain't done yet." He leaned back and continued. "Let's talk about contracts. Ever wonder why some people stay on the show for years while others disappear overnight?" Yandy reached for his phone, desperation in her voice. "Mendeecees, please." He pulled away. "No, Yandy. I'm done playing their game." Before she could argue, the screen went black. The live stream was cut off. Silence. Fans were in complete shock. Social media went wild. Had the network shut him down? Had someone from production stepped in? Or had Instagram cut the stream due to the overwhelming traffic? No one knew. But one thing was certain. Ems had just declared war on love and hip-hop. And he wasn't backing down. Abandoned him. Even those he once considered family. The ultimate betrayal came when an insider from production leaked what seemed to be an official reason for his dismissal, painting him as difficult to work with and a liability to the show. He had stayed silent for too long, but enough was enough. As he sat in his house, scrolling through endless messages, the reality of the situation hit him. Some fans were mocking him, while others had already written him off. MC got too comfortable, and they fired him. One comment read. Another said, he thought he was untouchable, but Mona proved him wrong. His phone buzzed nonstop. Calls from reporters, ex-cast members, and even industry insiders, all desperate for the real tea. But he wasn't ready to talk. Not yet. Across the room, Yandy watched him closely. She could see the fire in his eyes. "So, what's the move?" she finally asked, sitting beside him. M dragged a hand down his face before locking eyes with her. "You know how this industry works. If I stay quiet, they'll twist the truth however they want." Yandy sighed. "You think I don't know that? But this isn't just some misunderstanding. They're making you out to be something you're not, and you know damn well you didn't do half the things they're accusing you of." Mendeecees' expression hardened. "I'm going live tonight. I'm setting the record straight." Yandy's eyes widened. "Are you sure that's the best move? You know they'll try to twist whatever you say." "Let them try," Mendeecees shot back. "I'm not just going to sit here and let them destroy my name. They want drama, I'll give them drama. But it'll be on my terms." The anticipation was intense. Gossip blogs picked up on the rumors, teasing that M was about to break his silence. Some speculated he'd spill shocking behind-the-scenes secrets. Others outright lied, claiming he was about to throw the producers under the bus. Finally, when he hit the Instagram Live button, thousands flooded in within seconds. The energy was electric. He stared directly into the camera, his face serious. "Let's get one thing straight right now," he began. "I wasn't fired because I was difficult. I wasn't fired because I caused trouble. I was fired because I refused to play their game." The comment section exploded. Fans demanded details. People wanted names. M leaned in, his voice steady but laced with emotion. "There's a lot y'all don't know about how this show really works. They wanted me to be part of something that went against everything I stand for. They wanted me to play along with some fake scripted mess that would have made me look bad. And when I said no, they cut me." Backstage drama had always been a part of reality TV, but this was different. He wasn't just hinting at tension. He was making it clear that the producers had tried to control him, and when he refused, they got rid of him. The industry was watching. The world was watching. And for the first time in a long time, M wasn't playing by their rules. "What was it they wanted you to do?" A fan comment popped up on the screen. M smirked, shaking his head. "Let's just say that if I had followed their little plan, y'all would have seen a completely different version of me on your screens. One that isn't real. One that damn sure isn't who I am." Just then, Yandy's voice cut in from the background. "Are you sure you want to say that?" Mendeecees turned slightly, but didn't move away from the camera. "Yandy, I've been silent for too long, and look where that got me." Then came the moment that shook everything. A former cast member, hiding behind an anonymous account, dropped a bombshell in the comments. "He ain't lying. They did the same thing to me." Mendeecees' eyes flickered as he read it. He wasn't crazy. He wasn't imagining it. This wasn't just about him. This was a pattern. For years, reality TV had been turning real lives into scripted messes, twisting narratives, and turning people into villains. Some fans thought he was talking about a fake love triangle. Others believed he was exposing producer-created conflicts between cast members. But before anyone could process what was happening, the internet exploded. The second he stopped playing along, he was fired. Blogs picked up the story in real time. Former cast members, some who had stayed quiet for years, started hinting at their own experiences. And Mendeecees wasn't done yet. "Let me ask y'all something. Why do you think so many OGs from Love and Hip Hop just disappeared without warning? You really think they all just walked away, or were they forced out?" The chat went wild. Conspiracy theories ran rampant. Fans were putting pieces together, questioning everything they had believed about the show. And just like that, Mendeecees had flipped the script. The producers were no longer in control. But he didn't realize this was only the beginning. The storm was brewing fast. And what shook him the most? How quickly people turned on him. People he once called family. People who had stood by him were suddenly silent, some even distancing themselves. The final betrayal came when an insider from the production team leaked the so-called official reason for his removal. He was labeled difficult to work with, a liability, a problem. Furious, M sat in his house, scrolling through endless messages. Some fans had his back. Others had already written him off. One comment stood out. He thought he was untouchable. Mona proved him wrong. His phone buzzed, calls from reporters, former cast members, even some industry insiders. "You can't let them control the narrative." Yandy's voice came through, firm but soft. "You may know how this industry works. If you stay silent, they'll keep twisting the truth." Mendeecees exhaled sharply. "You think I don't know that? But this isn't just some misunderstanding. They're making me out to be something I'm not, and you know damn well I didn't do half the sh*t they're saying." Everyone wanted to hear his side, the truth. But he wasn't ready to speak. Not yet. Not until he could control the story. M ran a hand down his face before looking up at Yandy. I'm going live tonight, and I'm going to set the record straight. Yandy's eyes widened. Are you sure that's the best way? They'll try to twist whatever you say. Let them try, M shot back. I don't want to sit here and let them destroy my name. They want drama, I'll give them drama. But on my terms. As the hours passed, the suspense only grew. M's name went viral on social media, and even major gossip blogs hinted that he was about to break his silence. Some speculated he was about to reveal a behind-the-scenes scandal, while others believed he would expose the producers with shocking accusations. One thing was certain, everyone was watching. When he finally hit the Instagram Live button, thousands of people flooded in within seconds. The energy was electric as M looked directly into the camera. Let's get one thing straight, he began. I wasn't fired because I was difficult. I wasn't fired for causing trouble. I was fired because I refused to play their game. The comment section exploded, filled with demands for more details and questions about who he was calling out. His voice was steady, but there was no mistaking the emotion behind it. There's a lot you don't know about how this show actually operates. They wanted me to participate in something that went against everything I stand for. They wanted me to play along with some fake scripted mess that would make me look bad. When I refused, I became a problem. Reality TV has always thrived on drama, but this was different. M wasn't just hinting at behind-the-scenes tensions. He was outright accusing the producers of manipulation. At that moment, M was at the center of it all. He had done what he set out to do, flipping the script, putting the producers in the hot seat, and changing the narrative. But what he didn't realize was that this was just the beginning of an even bigger storm.